Around 180 U.S. firms and government officials are in Shanghai to promote U.S. products and services, and that's despite an ongoing trade war between the two nations. CGTN's Jessica Stone joins us live from Shanghai. Jessica, you've spoken with some of the U.S. firms at the expo. What are they looking to accomplish?
Well, good morning, Rochelle, from a rainy Shanghai. I did speak to several entities, business groups, as well as companies themselves that are at the expo. And what I found is what we often find, which is to say that the U.S.-China business relationship often is strongest at the local level. So while we didn't see any high-level U.S. officials from Washington, we certainly did see those from American cities and counties.
I feel like you're a kindred spirit from, Yum Brands, and Kentucky has such a strong relationship.
Even in Shanghai, when Kentucky's governor arrives at a Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant, he's greeted like an old friend. Matt Bevin wants to see the future of food retail.
As long as you're really smiling, though. If you're frowning, it won't let you have it.
Here, customers can pay for their meal with their face.
Excellent. Oh, wow. That was quick. I love it. Chicken pizza.
We only started the journey of digital delivery and data 3 years ago. And we could not imagine how fast our customer just make
quickly
it
embrace it. Because people want convenience, they want speed, and people are quick to adapt. They really are. I mean, especially young people. It's old people like me that have trouble.
Already, Yum China has locations in 1,200 cities in China. Now they're taking aim at the next 1,000 cities. Building that type of connection is what brought Gino Pini of California's Trefethen Vineyard to China's International Import Expo. It's at this event that he signed a letter of intent with Shanghai Ducheng Supply Chain Management Group.
You always need a vehicle to get in this. You need vehicles and you need relationships.
China's middle-class consumers don't just live in major cities like Beijing and Shanghai. They live a train ride away inside China, millions of them, an untapped market for foreign investment. Greater Houston Partnership brought 10 Texas companies, some employing just 5 people, looking to sell to China's 1.4 billion consumers.
Our companies are looking for opportunities in all the markets available in China. And if there are opportunities in smaller cities, it will be less intimidating.
But for the state of California, the only American government entity here, having a presence at the expo was both about business and sending a message to Washington.
Our stance is we don't believe that trade tariffs are the way to go. We don't believe in the trade war, and we want it to end. So we're here saying, let's do business with China. And I had an interesting conversation with that last person you saw in the piece there, Dell. He says that basically he's very complimentary of the IP protections that have been advanced in this country. He says the legal system is definitely stronger. U.S. companies feel like they can be heard in Chinese courts, but he says the punitive damages often aren't high enough to make companies whole who get a good ruling in their favor from Chinese courts here when it comes to intellectual property theft. He also says he thinks Washington is too focused on IPR protection, Rochelle, and needs to be even more focused on getting greater market access here in China. But of course, when Washington is levying tariffs against Beijing, it's a hard argument to make.
Indeed. So then, looking ahead, Jessica, what's on the agenda for today?
Well, we're expecting to get a Ministry of Commerce report about e-commerce use here in China. Of course, that is a bustling, burgeoning part of the consumer population. As you know, having just been to Beijing a couple of weeks ago, everything here is done on a phone. Everything is paid for electronically. I can remember even being in China about a year ago, and we were not even going to stores for items that we needed. We just ordered them on our phones, had them delivered, and then picked them up. So e-commerce is going to be something we'll see what the import potential is for Chinese consumers and therefore for the world to export into this country. And there's also going to be another meeting of a China-U.S. investment state and provincial level. So we may see some more deals at this local level we've been talking about coming out of that. Rochelle?
All right, thank you for that update. Jessica Stone there for us in Shanghai.